And welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen. Today we've got a reading for you about, I think this is like insecurity that somebody is masking as confidence or even may come through as arrogance. But this is somebody who is trying to get what they want and they see you as a stepping stone to getting what they want. So they may be putting on an act, even doing a little bit of like love bombing in a platonic sense, because they feel like if they are cozied up next to you, if they have befriended you, then they can get what they want. So you may have success that they're envious of, or you may have some allure or beauty that they're jealous of, but they feel like they do better or they would do better if they were next to you. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Illuminati. How are you doing? Quick thank you to all of you who have been following me to the follow-up readings despite some of the buffering issues. I think I know what the issue is, so hopefully we get that resolved tomorrow. But I wanted to try to come back for one more today. If you would like a personal reading, my email address is in the description box below, wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. And we're going to start with the noisy tarot today. What else do we have? Knight of Swords, Chariot, and the Eight of Wands in the reverse. So we've got somebody that was very quick to say something rude or harsh about you or to you, and then they took off. So this feels to me like someone you've been friends with in the past, or you've at least worked with them, but things did not go well the last time that you encountered them, primarily because it seems like they didn't really want to talk things through. They just wanted to have the last word and then run away. But they're coming back around. They need something. Hello, Daniel. Hello, Peggy. How's it going? What else do we have? Eight of Swords in the reverse. Queen of Swords in the reverse, and the Star. So I like to see the Eight of Swords in the reverse, but not so much the Queen of Swords in the reverse. It feels to me like this is your energy, the Star, basically saying you've decided to not let whatever this insult or this argument or this falling out, whatever it was, you didn't want that to impact your ability to have a good day or enjoy things that you get to do. So I do feel like you've had some sense of closure, even if this person didn't apologize, even if they just kind of ran away. Page of Swords in the reverse. Queen of Wands in the reverse again, because the Queen of Cloaks in the reverse is the Queen of Wands in the reverse. And the Page of Cups. So this is somebody who started an argument or said something pretty rude and then just ran away, may have blocked you, may have just ignored whatever you had to say. I do feel like there could have been some jealousy here, and yet there was no resolution. After no contact or, some time away, it feels like this person's coming back around. And I do think that they make an apology to you, but I'm not sure that it's commensurate with the offense. In other words, if I was out here, talking crap about you for months on end, and then I want to come forward and have a conversation, but all I do is say, yeah, I'm sorry I did that. Thanks for the apology, but sometimes you wait a long time for an apology and you get a very genuine apology. That feels very different from just the kind of nonchalant, well, here you go, right? Like you're tossing somebody an extra Oreo, Let's be a little more serious about it, right? So we've got the Nine of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Knight of Cups. I do feel that you've learned a lesson from the situation with this person. You wanted to be able to trust them. You wanted to be able to consider them a friend of yours. But there's something here that told you that you needed to take at face value what had happened and make the judgment, just basically cut this loose. But now this person's coming back around and it's like they want to pick up where you left off. And like I said, I think it's kind of like a small attempt at an apology that doesn't necessarily feel genuine. And therefore, you might be tempted to just kind of not really take it very seriously. I hope so too, Peggy. Hello, Jim. How are you doing? Aw, thank you. Ace of Rings or Ace of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, 10 of Wands in the reverse, and the Magician in the reverse. So you've got a manipulative person who you used to call friend coming back around. There may have been some jealousy between the two of you, and they're hoping that if they communicate, there's something that they can get from you. Maybe they want to borrow $10. Maybe they want you to do their wedding pictures. I don't know. But this is not something that generates a lot of like warm fuzzies. It feels to you, I think, like a pretty lame attempt at repairing things before all of a sudden now you're asking favors. Knight of Pentacles or Knight of Rings. Knight of Swords in the reverse and Justice. This is somebody who says something about it's been a while, I've missed you, and, I'd really like to talk to you. I'm sorry about what happened. And then with the Knight of Swords in reverse, it's like they move too quickly. You don't necessarily get any sense of resolution, and it makes you feel like you need to be guarded. I'm taking this Justice card as somebody who's like, wait, I thought you were going to tell me the truth about what happened. It's almost like you're patient. Let's see what you have to say. But if you don't have like the right approach, then why am I going to do a favor for you? Hello, Hayden. How are you doing? Hello, Laura. How's it going? Oops. So we've got Four of Swords, the Hermit in the reverse, and the Two of Swords in the reverse. This is not a situation where somebody has healed what they needed to heal. This is somebody who is putting on a facade, an act. They want it to appear as though they have learned their lesson, things aren't going to repeat themselves, but their intentions are not very good. There's something they just want from you. High Priestess in the reverse, Five of Wands, Four of Rings or Four of Pentacles in the reverse, Four of Wands. This is somebody who feels like they can advance in terms of success, or somebody who feels like if they patch things up with you, they could meet somebody they want to meet. It is like you're in between them and something that they want, so they figure they'll just come up and say, hey, sorry we fought, can you like let me in? It's like you're the movie attendant and they don't want to pay for their ticket. Oh yeah, sorry for like calling you a horrible name, but like, can you just like let me in? When I was bartending ages ago, I had I had a customer cause a disturbance because he got too drunk. He started a fight, like with the wall. I mean, like, I think technically with a human first, but he went into the men's room and ripped off the wall the divider. And then I shit you not, the very next day, so I went to school with him, right? Very next day, he like calls me up and he's like, "Hey, do you think you could like put in a good word for me to get a job there?" I'm like, "Are you for real? Is this a where's the camera? Is this a prank? Like, oh, you're serious? No, you caused property damage here. This is somebody who caused a scene, caused a problem, was pretty offensive, or really only thought about themselves. And they're coming back around with a kind of like half-ass apology because they feel like you could make it easier for them to get a job. They feel like you could introduce them to their crush. They feel like being on your social media will help them somehow. There is a focus on what they need, and it seems like you are instrumental in some way. Hmm. I don't know, Laura. Is anyone else experiencing that? So we've got cleansing and love. I feel your energy these days has really been about minimizing the drama, not really interested in hanging out with people that are, all over the place. You really want to make sure that you're focused on the things that matter. For some of you, this love card is about your focus on being around people that have positive energy. For others of you, you may have recently gotten into a relationship and that's been your focus. But you could also be friends with somebody that this not real friend person, the Queen of Wands in the reverse, they may be in love with somebody around you. Or obsessed with them. This is so weird. I think this person has a little obsession with you. I think they might want to kind of be you, to be honest. You felt a release. You felt like when you didn't have to deal with this person or their friendship, that you didn't have as much like weighing on you. I had a friend in college that like the littlest thing would like send her off into a rage. And I remember talking to another, like, we were both friends with her. And just like kind of bemoaning the fact that we had to tiptoe around her, make sure that we didn't like trigger her anger for no reason. That's not life, man. That's not, if you're looking for every little reason to get mad at people or like throw a little temper tantrum, like you might as well just change your name to Veruca. I don't take you seriously. And I feel like that's how you're looking at this friendship. You're like, well, I don't know, man. Like, you didn't really seem to care about making things right for a while. And then now here you're back and you're making kind of like a lame attempt at an apology. I think you know that this is somebody who acts in their own interest and that there's probably something that motivated them to come back around that's related to a crush or their money, because you do have some insight here that they have struggled to keep their bills paid or struggled to afford the lifestyle that they want. Hello, Mark. How are you doing? Hello, Deborah. Hello, Illuminati. Hello, King the Eagle. How are you doing? So when this person comes back around, I do think that they have, something that's charming about them, something that is redeeming in terms of their attributes. But for you, what's most glaring is that there is still a lot of toxic, jealous, or negative energy. You may have, ages ago looked at people and that first impression was judged based off like clothing and face and whether or not they smell okay. but you're more elevated now. You see that there's more to people than just their exterior. And I think you know that this is somebody who has still not healed, that, they're still making the same kind of comments or struggling to be compassionate, understand other people's perspective, perhaps. This is the Santa Muerte. Hello, Christina. How are you doing? Wow, this is your reading. Coming back around, trying to get back into your life. I don't know that I would recommend it. What else do we have? King of Pentacles in the reverse, the High Priestess, and the Five of Cups. For many of you, this is somebody who wants to crash on your couch. For many of you, this is somebody who wants to borrow money. There's something here they stand to gain in their perspective, or that's why they're pursuing you or pursuing some sort of reconciliation. They feel bad only as far as like the negative impact it's been to their life. Ever since we haven't been friends, or ever since we argued, I've had like fewer views on my social media, or I've gone on fewer dates, or, now I don't have the connections I want in terms of my goals or dreams. This is all about them. They don't really think about others. Not in that way. King of Swords in the reverse. The Eight of Pentacles in the reverse and the Knight of Swords. I feel like this person's lost their job or has lost a serious amount of money. They are going to be dishonest with you about their situation is the thing. So they don't really want to tell you the full story. This could be somebody who has a bit of a sob story, somebody who wants to tell you, things were unfair and now I'm in this situation, but they are not going to tell you what they did to make the situation happen to them, right? I got fired or I got laid off, but I'm not going to tell you that I didn't show up for work like 4 days in a row. You know what I mean? Like they don't want you to feel like it was a justified ending. They want somebody to feel bad for them. If this is a relationship ended, it's like, oh, I got kicked out, the relationship ended. They might try to make it seem like the other person was cheating when they weren't, or that the argument got more aggressive than it really did. It's like, how can I make sure that you view me as the person that had something unfair happen to me instead of viewing me as the problem? So we have Judgment. That Queen of Wands in the reverse keeps coming out. Did we get it from every single one? I think we did. So this is, yeah, they feel like they've got no one to turn to, or they feel like nobody would be able to help the situation as much as you. So it's like, I love the imagery here. It's like they're exhuming the friendship, right? They're taking out the coffin. Judgment is about things coming back to life. They want to resurrect this friendship. They want to bring back this, terrible twosome, because they feel like you would be able to address their financial issues, or you would be able to help them in terms of being able to afford things. They feel like they may be attracted to you because, or like not like physically attracted. They may be looking at you as like the problem solver because you have very magical energy. So they may feel like they're tapped and they need to be able to manifest. So they need to be around your energy. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, Ten of Swords, and the Three of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, this feels to me like reconciliation, or like a hope that things can go back to the way that they were before, because oops, I got money problems and I feel like you're a nice person. You would, let me crash on your couch, or you would Let me eat the other half of that pizza you made. You know what I mean? They're looking for something, and they feel like if they apologize, they could get what they want from you. This is the Pause Tarot. Hello, daughter of Saturn. How are you doing? Who doesn't? Six of Wands, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, the Sun in the reverse. The thing is, it does look to me like you've been real focused on what you need to do, and things have been improving for you, especially if you've been able to take more of your energy away from toxic friendships or connections and pivot that energy or like reroute it into things that are important to you. But with the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse and the Sun in the reverse, it's looking like the other half of this friendship, the person who's coming back around, they feel like they've had sadness or depression or a sense of lack while you've been over here being successful. Hello, is it Adastar? Adster? You let me know how to say it. I don't like to say things wrong. That's fair, Deborah. What else do we have? We have the Tower, Nine of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. They've seen you go through a very big change and somehow be able to reestablish balance in your life. So they view you as, maybe they wouldn't admit it, but they view you as a bit of a guru when it concerns people being able to adjust the problems in their life and avoid, I don't know, like giving up. So they've seen you go through it. It's like, will you teach me? But maybe it's more so like, will you do this for me? This person's middle name is definitely not accountability. Adastar? Okay, cool. Thank you. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Shamika. How's your weekend? Page of Wands, Two of Swords. So you're going to have incoming communication. You're going to get a message, maybe even a phone call. And this is somebody who might be inviting you out. This is somebody who may say, hey, do you have time to talk on the phone? They may even, for some of you, literally just say, hey, I've missed you. I'm sorry. Can you borrow me money? Like, it may just be like one fell swoop, or they might take a little bit of time to try to make it seem like it's more about the friendship, but there's something they want from you. Six of Pentacles in reverse. They've got some sort of sob story, and I want to be clear. We all go through difficult times. And to varying degrees, we work on the things that got us into that situation, right? This is somebody who has a sob story, and I'm calling it a sob story because they don't want to admit what they did to get themselves there. And they also don't want to be responsible for getting themselves out of that situation, which is why I refer to it as sob story, because those of us who actually like try to prevent problems or address them as they, come up, or make sure that things are balanced, I don't consider those sob stories. That's just life. So they want you to change the outcome of the situation. Hey, can you help me get a job? Hey, can I stay with you? Hey, can I buy your car for $50? It's something where they expect you to be able to help. High Priestess, the Devil, and the Two of Cups. I think there's an obsession here. That's a problem. They may have been obsessed with you. They may have been obsessed with a friend or even a significant other of yours. And I think this is still a problem. And if it caused the actual falling out in the past, I think it would very likely contribute to the same kind of outcome this time around. because they still have that problem, whatever it is. For some of you, this could be an addiction. For some of you, this obsession is a person. The Love Oracle. Let's see what it has to say for us. What else do we have? Fantasy, daydreaming, imagining, fantasize, realizations, epiphanies, understanding, awakening. So this person is stuck in daydream land. Not necessarily a horrible place to go. We all need to be able to have dreams, right? But they don't do the actions required to turn those dreams into a reality. Whereas you have actually been taking the things that you want in your life or the goals that you have as motivation to do the things that you need to do. So the difference here is this is somebody who dreams and wants other people to take things like to the next level for them. Whereas you have dreams and you pursue them. You do the work. So not all of you are going to be into this. That's fine. We can all believe different things, right? But we do have a common thread here, which is a friend that is trying to get back into your life because they want something from you. And I'm going to tell you right now that this is a pattern that has been going on forever. Maybe you've only known this person for 5 years. Maybe you've known them since you grew up. Maybe it's your sibling. But you've known them before. This is somebody that you've known from a previous life. And I'm going to tell you right now that I think this is some leftover energy from a previous life because there is so much resentment between the two of you and yet a strange draw to each other. Again, I don't think this is a romantic connection. I'm pretty certain this is friendship or, like I said, maybe siblings. For some of you, it could be parent-child, but it feels to me like this is one of those things where your lesson regarding this person is that you can't welcome them into your life until they let go of that need to use you to get things that they want. This is somebody that doesn't look at the value of your connection as something emotional, but rather transactional. What have you done for me lately? And they don't seem to give much back to the people that they take from. So I feel like this is one of those karmic lessons where they feel like they can always come back and get something from you or demand something from you, but the apologies are hollow. Conflict, clashing, differences, incompatibility. There's a difference between the two of you because of how you move. What did I see today? Don't waste your time trying to speak the language of butterflies to those that are still caterpillars. You ain't gone through it, then it's going to be a little difficult for us to see eye to eye, isn't it? This person wants you to see them as hopeless, wants you to feel like they can't make anything work unless you do something for them. And I think you see right through it. So this is another hint that we could have some family connections here. Yeah. But I don't know that you feel it's a very healthy connection in any way. I think this is somebody who is night and day, very unpredictable. You could argue there's some love bombing and gaslighting. Even though I don't think it's a romantic connection, I do still feel very strongly you can love bomb somebody who you are not in love with. I'm going to butter you up. I'm going to make you feel great, or I'm going to say, whatever I need to say to get you on my side, and then I'll get what I want. This is absolutely manipulative energy, and someone who seems to lack respect for you, which I feel is a pretty key component. This is the Crow Tarot. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Seven of Swords. Six of Cups. I feel like there could be someone else that you know, especially if this is family. It could be another family member, right? Hey, guess what, sis? Uncle Joe told me that you kind of lied about what happened in terms of your car crashing into their mailbox. Or, hey, it looks like you weren't 100% honest about that relationship thing. I heard from your ex that you were the one that cheated. There's something here where you're like, okay, so basically what you told me was just like the made for TV version. Like you just wanted to look better. Okay. That's not going to work. Not when you're asking for stuff. This is a lie around a loss or a story of rejection. Trying to claim someone was in the wrong place at the wrong time, but it's really more like, no, you didn't get robbed. You gambled your money and lost it. Those are two very different things. They don't want to claim any kind of accountability for what has happened. Tower in the reverse and the Page of Cups. They're hoping that apologizing, even if it is a very brief kind of disappointing apology, they're hoping that that retains whatever connection you have and enables them to ask for what they need. But I really do feel like it doesn't take you very long to realize that they lied. It may be as simple as they call you up, they tell you what happened, they ask if they can borrow $100. You say, hey, can I have 5 minutes? And you call up Uncle Joe or I don't know, Aunt Betty, and you're like, hey, is this what actually happened? And they're like, no, let me send you the pictures. So I feel very quickly you're able to determine that this is somebody who's telling you shifted story, something that is not 100% accurate and intended to make them look better. And even if you were kind of already decided you didn't want to be friends with this person or you weren't ready to talk to this person yet, this really solidifies that for you. Like, hey, thanks for lying to me. That's a horrible way to try to start things back up again after we've been going through a difficult time. So I don't see this apology as being very successful or the request this person makes because their lies suck. Oh, I swear. All right, this is the truth is. Better now, healing wounds within the relationship. The distance has been positive for you. It may make it even more difficult for you to consider letting this person back in your life because you've genuinely been able to address some of the trauma or the betrayals or the issues that had made it difficult for you to trust or let go of resentment. Forgive, that's the card I was looking for. This is beautiful. So you've been healing. This person has not. They have been continuing to exhibit very self-absorbed actions, behavior. I think this is the perfect way to portray it. Somebody taking a selfie. No offense to the people who love taking selfies out there, but I will tell you this. Anybody that I have known who is actually like a narcissist, they take a lot of pictures of themselves, okay? Does that mean that everyone who takes selfies is a narcissist? Of course not. But let's just say there's a healthy ratio of selfies to regular pictures, and some people are a little bit crazy. Like, go out and take some pictures of nature, people. So we've got letting go, releasing a relationship to focus on self. If this person isn't serious about apologizing or growing or really repairing what has been broken, and they're just back around so they can ask you for something, like, toodles. Sorry. Sometimes I forget I can't be 100% mouthy or like flip people off all the time. Hello, Tiana. Hello, Pernilla. You've been healing while they've been stealing. That's pretty perfect. Peggy the poet. I love it. Let's get a few more. This is the Bianco Nero. Ten of Cups. Two of Cups. Six of Cups. Five of Pentacles. So there is some connection here between this friendship and a romantic relationship. What I mean by that is it kind of feels to me like some of you are hesitant to, I guess, maintain this friendship with somebody because it has caused problems in your romantic relationship. This could be like a sibling who argues with your spouse all the time. This could be a best friend who hit on your girlfriend. This is somebody who does not make it easy for you to maintain a happy home life or a happy relationship. And push comes to shove, you have to choose one. You're going to choose the relationship, the romantic one. For some of you, this could be somebody who is in the friend zone but does not want to be in the friend zone. There's something here about like it's not a good mix, the love and the friendship. So for some of you, it's like, you have to choose. Either I, make it work in terms of the friendship that I have with this person who doesn't really know how to apologize, or I continue with the person that I've been dating. You just don't feel like you can have happy energy in both of those connections. Hello, Danny. How's it going? Hello, Sky High. Stay strong, Sky High. You got this. There's like way too much good stuff on Sunday night to watch, Thank you, Tiana. I hope the studying's going well. What else do we have? Three of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. I don't want to invest or give my energy to something that will only like blow up in my face, that will only lead to an inevitable argument, right? I think when you consider how things have gone in the past with this person, it has been super frustrating. I think a lot of repeated patterns of lies, flaking on, plans, or going behind your back. This is not somebody who has left a lot of positive memories in your memory bank. This is somebody who's like all about themselves. Three of Wands, Ace of Cups in the reverse. Nine of Cups in the reverse. Knight of Cups in the reverse. Like, it's very selfish energy. They want what you have. They want you to fix problems they have. They get jealous if you, pay other people too much attention. They want your energy. They probably want your money. Like, this is just not good. So This friendship does not get the Carmen stamp of approval. In fact, I might have to go out and get a brand new stamp that just says like deny. If they are all about themselves, let them be all about themselves. Over there. Way over there. And get away from me. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Remember, you deserve to have friends that support you and want to see you happy and are not jealous of you. Have a great rest of your night or your day. And thank you for the likes and subscribes. And I'll see you on the next reading. Toodles.